We all listen to our favorite groups on the radio, but do we ever wonder how these artists got on the air? BYU Weekly reporter Sariah Burdge has the answer as she visits with the creators of BYUTV's audio files.
Seeing the good in the world, that's what BYUtv is all about. And executive producer Sam Carden saw just that in the work of fellow producers Corey Fox and Matt Easton.
When I was first brought on to BYU Broadcasting, I was asked by Derek Marquis, who is the director of operations, to create programming that would appeal to new and younger viewers. And so we made a decision that that would be a music show.
We were focusing on a few of the bands that were in Provo, and we were, instead of shooting them performing at concerts, we were taking them and putting them in other places, having them scale down, do acoustic numbers.
It was a stretch for this very conservative Brigham Young University to embrace something like this. And yet we have a belief in the LDS faith which embraces things that are beautiful, lovely. So it seemed like it was a fit.
Sam Carden saw some of the pieces and got excited, and it just came by the office one day and basically said, is there a way we can take what you guys are doing and turn it into a 30-minute TV show?
Audio Files is a new show on BYUtv that gets a behind-the-scenes look at independent bands across the United States, from Head in the Heart to Imagine Dragons.
In the case of Imagine Dragon, they hadn't yet gotten a record deal, and yet they've had this amazing success since the episode was filmed, so we got lucky on that one.
It's a real look at the lives of these musicians. Sometimes it's in their house, like in the case of Mesa State. Other times it's during tour, like with Neon Trees. So Jason, who's a total rock star, but he has 2 daughters, and he drives his girls to school in a minivan, kind of explains his philosophy behind being a dad and being a rock star. And I think it's one of the best lines we've ever gotten.
Especially when they're babies, you find yourself in some very un-rock and roll like situations. That's what makes it like more punk than anything, is because you're not like afraid to fall under the guidelines of what is rock and roll. You're like, rock and roll is without guidelines, you know?
The show also features special musical performances by each of the bands in all kinds of settings.
These are the moments that we really go for in Audio Files. Because it was music that was like happening in front of us. It wasn't something we were producing or forcing. It was something that felt really sincere.
So what's it like for Matt's team, meeting famous bands left and right?
We try to act cool, like you know, we're not starstruck or whatever, but yeah, we're coy about it.
Student viewers Ashley Wong and Camille Burt enjoyed meeting the bands through the show.
I think the show is pretty cool. It was interesting to see a little bit deeper behind different bands.
It gives you a really good flavor of what kind of music they have.
Matt Easton agrees that an indie music program isn't what you'd expect to see on BYUtv.
The motto of the channel is see the good in the world, and I feel like it's so easy to see the good in the world when it comes to things like music.
You can watch Audio Files and see the good through music Mondays on BYUtv at 6 and 9 p.m. or anytime online at byutv.org/audio-files. Sariah Burdge, BYU Weekly.